Hi fellow readers, it's Michelle here with another video. Today I'm going to be doing the BookTube community joy and gratitude tag. Is that what it's called? Yes, the joy and gratitude tag. This tag was created by Pat over at Book Chat with Pat, and I was tagged by Mollie at the reading hour. Now, in Pat's original tag, she did include different quotes from different books that correspond with each prompt. I only have the questions in front of me here. I apologize for not having the quotes that Pat included with her original tag. However, if you do want to hear what those were, Mollie has them in her video at the reading hour, and Pat as well has them in her video. So without further ado, let's get into the prompts and questions. Number 1 is joy. Name an author whose books bring you joy, or discuss a particular book that made you feel joyful. For me, hands down, an author whose books, well, I've read all her books, but Emily St. John Mandel, whenever I read one of her books, it's unfettered joy. Everything I love about reading her books always just give me a sense of fully being immersed in her world, being fully invested in the characters. I love her writing. For me, it's joyful to read. And yeah, so I choose Emily St. John Mandel. Her books never have let me down. I have even enjoyed some of her early crime fiction. And so yeah, her books never fail to make me feel joyful. Number 2, discuss something about BookTube that you find joyful. Community, sense of belonging, those type of things. Yeah, that's it for me. And just being able to express my thoughts and opinions about books and authors, and, review books that really affected me in some way that I really enjoyed, and just sharing with the online BookTube community. I don't belong to any book clubs in my everyday life, and so coming here to talk books is just fantastic. I'm very grateful. The next prompt we have here is friendship. Discuss a book that focuses primarily on friendship. And for that prompt, I have the book Snow Road Station by Elizabeth Hay. She's a favorite author of mine. She brings me a lot of joy in reading as well. But in this book, I'll just read you the synopsis because it's short and it really describes what we're talking about here. It's the winter of 2008. As snow falls without interruption, an actor in a Beckett play blanks on her lines. Fleeing the theater, she beats a retreat into her past and arrives at Snow Road Station, a barely discernible dot on the map of Ontario. The actor is named Lulu Blake. She's in her 60s, a sexy, seemingly unfooled woman, well-versed in taking risks. Out of work, humiliated, she enters the last act of her life, wondering what she can make of her diminished self. In Snow Road Station, she decides she's through with the drama, but drama, as it turns out, is not through with her. She thinks she wants peace. It turns out she wants more. Looming in the background is that autumn's global financial meltdown, while in the foreground, family and friends animate a round of weddings, sap harvests, love affairs, and personal turmoil. At the center of it all is a lifelong friendship between Lulu and Nan. As the two women contemplate growing old, they surrender certain hard-held dreams and confront the limits of the choices they've made and the messy feelings that have kept them apart for decades. So not only is this a novel that focuses primarily on a friendship, it's also an adult friendship that has had gaps where there was no contact for decades. As often happens in life, you can start off being the best of friends and then you drift apart. And in this case, the two ladies come back together and start off the last act of their lives. There are ups and downs, as with any relationship. And what I really love is when a book focuses and makes a platonic friendship between two people, whether it's men, women, or male, female, or whatever, just equally as important as a romantic relationship. Because, oftentimes people come and go, people pass away, and if you're lucky enough to have a friend for life, that's a fantastic subject for a novel, and I absolutely love this one. So if you find that interesting, exploring the ins and outs and nuances and complications of relationships and friendships, check this one out. The next prompt is laughter. Discuss an author or a specific book that makes you laugh. Well, have I got an author for you? She is a comedian, a satirical writer. Her books are straight up personal essays that are satire. She's making fun of herself in her everyday life, and I'm talking about Samantha Irby. This is the first book of hers I read. It's called Wow, No Thank You. And like I said, this is just little vignettes of her life, little essays in which she examines, mundane topics, but she somehow manages to make them hilarious. She herself she's a comedic writer, and she also is currently working on the reboot of the Sex and the City TV show. So she's really talented at writing funny, and just the self-deprecating type of humor that she writes in her essays is irresistible to me. So I love this one. I also read We Are Never Meeting in Real Life, in which she focuses on her past as a high school, college student, etc. The challenges she has. She's someone who's living with Crohn's disease, so she's got a lot of stories about that and the challenges that come with that particular illness. So yeah. And then Quietly Hostile is her novel that she wrote during the pandemic when everything was turned upside down. And yeah. So Samantha Irby, one of my favorite, most hilarious people that can always make me laugh. Question number 5. Community. Discuss a book where the idea of community is important. For that question, I'm going to go with a fairly new to me author named Claire Pooley. She's English and she lives in London, and her books are all centered on, at the heart of her books, I should say, is community. It centers on different people who come together to resolve some kind of a problem, or people from all walks of life that somehow find something that they have in common, their shared lived experience, their challenges. And yeah, her books are like the book equivalent of a comfort TV show like Great British Baking Show or Great Canadian Baking Show, or something on the Food Channel that you just can relax and watch in the background. That's what these books are for me. Very well written, really interesting, well fleshed out people. That rely heavily on each other. So great books if you want to read about how people come together and help each other out in life. Number 6, discuss a communal reading experience that you have had. Well, I have never been part of a formal book club in real life. I have tried to have a book club with some family members, but that quickly fell apart, being that our lifestyles were different. I had a ton of time to read versus they didn't have a ton of time to read. So, I read the book in 3 weeks, and a year later, they still hadn't picked it up, kind of thing. So that kind of fell apart after a while. It worked good for a while, and we were all reading on the same schedule, but yeah, we had scheduling conflicts, let's put it that way. So since then, I haven't found another book club in real life. I guess I could go to my library and ask the librarian how to get involved in an actual real life book club, but I'm really enjoying being on BookTube for that reason, is because here, I can make videos about books I love and express opinions, and, people can comment and we can comment back and forth. So it kind of feels like a book club, but it's a real sense of community, and it's been really fun. Number 7, name a book in which a character demonstrates real gratitude, or name a book that left me feeling a sense of gratitude. Well, pretty much everything I read gives me a sense of gratitude for several reasons. Primarily that I can read, secondarily that I do enjoy reading, and that I have access to books. I've got access to libraries as well as, used bookstores, or as you can see, I've amassed a collection of books in my bookshelf. So yeah, I'm really grateful for that every day. It's a fantastic hobby, a fantastic pastime, a fantastic educational tool. And I'm always grateful that I have a love of reading. So yeah. Number 8 is to tag others. So if you've made it this far in the video and you're finding the prompts interesting and you'd like to participate, please do take this as your sign to do the tag. I will tag some people in the description box, and if you don't see your name down there, it's simply because I had a brain fart or what have you. I apologize. I'd like to tag more people. I'll try and tag as many as I can, and I hope you enjoyed doing the tag as much as I did. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.